This is episode 10 out of 20. Welcome to OuttaWorld Podcast. My name is Dylan.
What up, it's Zan.
Quinn.
Nick.
Alexis.
And we got Lexi joining us again. What? And today we're thinking about... No, we ain't even thinking about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some history, some Romans and some Greeks. And we're going to go from there. Oh, I love Chinese food.
You fat fuck. Why'd you have to say it like that?
Because Romans didn't get to eat Chinese food like this.
What kind of food did they even have?
Quick intermission.
Italian food? I don't know.
They fucking ate
What?
grapes all day, bro.
Grapes and wine.
Grapes and wine.
bro.
Wait, so
Watch gladiators.
like, would you think kind of like a Greece style kind of food then? Or no?
I mean, they have. I don't know. I don't know what that is, bro.
I'm sure they probably munched on bread.
They did. Pasta. Different types of meat. Like
Yeah,
veal
They had
and...
pasta.
Yeah, like the start of Italian food, bro.
I wouldn't say the start, but I mean...
Was this before or after they did the purging?
1 second.
You guys didn't know they had a purge?
What?
Meat, fish, vegetables, eggs, cheese, and grains. And legumes.
What the hell's a legume?
Fucking beans, bruh.
Why didn't you just say beans, bro? Words.
Hare, which is rabbits,
Okay.
snails, and pigs, and boars.
Wasn't snails kind of like a delicacy?
I believe so. I think it is.
That just seems gross.
It's how you prepare it.
I'm down to try some good cooked snails.
My little snail. I don't know if any of y'all watched The Platform, but that was... Yeah.
No.
Rip.
Nobody.
I don't
How
blame
the
you.
fuck are you gonna eat a snail, bro? They have
Just-
diseases and shit.
What?
Well,
Dude, you
You cook it the right way.
Like what?
Escargot.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
They had the Colosseum, bro. You think they gave a fuck about diseases? That's why they had the bathhouses. Hey, everybody. 10 people in this pool, 30 in the poor pool. Let's go. And slaves, I don't know, bro. Good luck.
Yeah. Who knows what they did?
But that's pretty much how they built up, like, their whole economy and all that was just off of slaves. It's the only way they
Yeah.
sustained, really, was slaves.
Slaves and integrating conquered peoples.
Honestly, that was kind of how they did thrive, was just conquering.
Yeah.
What brought them down?
The fact that they didn't integrate people anymore.
Do they
Well-
expand to their all the nearby citizens, or do they just get lazy? Or
They basically became nationalist, really, really hard nationalist, and thought that everyone else was lesser than them, so they didn't need to integrate them as full citizens.
Dumb.
And eventually, the tribes rebelled because they would fight the wars for the Romans because most of their military was based off of mercenaries by the time they fell. And they would give them promises of citizenship and home and land out and, wherever. And then they would go to collect. And they'd be told, nah, bruh,
Enough is
not
enough.
happening.
Well, and then they got divided into Eastern Empire and then the Western Empire. Constantinople.
Yeah, when it fell.
Yeah.
Since
And then
I don't remember.
Bro,
Western became
Attila the Hun.
Byzantine. Attila, oh yeah, he tried to fuck with them, dude.
He did fuck with them. Bro, he messed them up, bro.
Yeah, he messed up the Byzantine pretty bad. He fucking clapped their ass cheeks.
Hannibal did some incredible work on him. Didn't
Yeah.
succeed, but he did some crazy stuff, bro. Like they went up through Spain, and like this is out of Carthage. They went up through Spain and then went through like the mountains in like the wintertime, bro. So he lost like a huge amount of his army, but then he ended up getting like the tribes of like barbarians or whatever you want to call them, and then they all pretty much built like a bigger army. And honestly, he could have defeated them. Like he was all up in their territory, like mobbing around with his army.
Yeah, but the thing about the Roman army is no matter how many losses they took, they could always just rebuild the legion. But when the pool of recruits keeps getting smaller and smaller because you're not integrating your tribes as citizens anymore, or making it retardedly hard to do so because of your beliefs and extremism levels of patriotism and beliefs of your blood. Yeah, you tend to not have that many troops to refill the losses. So, like the Punic Wars, which is what Hannibal was in, it didn't matter how many times they lost because they could always just replace the numbers. So, like in other wars as well, like if they lost massive numbers, it didn't matter that they won, like the attackers won. If they lost one time, they were routed. Which was the thing about Rome, was why it lasted so long, militarily wise anyway. Because the losses could always be replenished, and it didn't matter if they lost a couple of battles, they just needed to win one. And it was a cut and dry deal after that point. But arrogance.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, dude, that's kind of like fucked, bro. Like, yeah, you know what? You're all below us.
Pretty much. That was the main issue, what caused them to stagnate like they did. And it led to a lot of other issues too.
Well, Constantine even got desperate, was hiring just anybody, even foreign people.
Yep.
But sounds pretty accurate. Drunk history, high history.
Was Constantine the one who established Christianity?
Yeah, that was another reason why they say that Rome fell.
And at this time, he said he's also reaching to foreign countries for help.
Yeah.
Well, weren't they pretty much pagan in the earlier years?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, that was the transition to Christianity from, I guess, Rome was, it was pretty much free religion.
Yeah. So that's probably, wait, is that why they got divided then? Western and Eastern? Was because of the religion?
The Eastern Empire it was all this shit, like just at the same time, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me, bro. I'm just munching.
Oh.
Holidays, they made Christmas, New Year's, Easter. What?
Bro, you can't forget about their purge holiday for a while.
Okay, yeah. They split in 285 AD. Emperor Diocletian? I cannot pronounce these names right, but yeah, he was like, nah, bro, Rome's too big. Got us be split up. I think that was when they had the
I think that's when they had like Spain, England. Of course, they weren't called that at the time. And then all of Greece, and then a little bit of the Middle East. Like they had Turkey.
There you go. Okay, yeah. So he divided the empire into two. Diocletian and then after, he instituted the Tetrarchy, which was the rule of four, where it was divided between four men who ruled their own sectors. That's what it was. That's why I got split into two for a while. Technically four, but two for a while.
Just like, fuck this, bro. This is too big.
Yeah, and because it was such a massive empire, it also had a lot of issues. And when he came into power, he that was during the time of the third century of crisis, or the crisis of the third century.
Wait, what's that?
So during the time, a lot of really bad shit was happening in Rome, and whenever an emperor would die, it was followed by like mass power grabs, which really fucked up the empire. And essentially, I think it's around this time period. I could be wrong because I haven't looked this up in a little while. But so you'd get a legion, right? You'd craft a legion, and then you would just overthrow the guy on the throne, and then become king of the empire, and then it would just keep happening. But the problem was every time that would happen, there would be a massive power grab in the downtime between, between emperor changes, and so it caused a lot of instability. And then multiple like large battles were lost, and slave revolts, and very unnice time to be in Rome, essentially. And that's when your boy was like, brother, we gotta split this bitch up. This shit about to fall apart. And then the senators, of course, were like, nah, dog, not over my dead body. He was like, all right, then. Guess we're just gonna have to do this the hard way. And that solved the problem of Rome for a little while.
Well, and then their whole thing was they didn't want like a king. Like say the king dies and then his heir takes the throne. They didn't want that.
I guess you could say that, technically speaking, yeah.
Well, that was like the plan. That was the plan with the Senate. That's why
Was it the plan? What was the plan?
The plan fell through.
Big fell through.
Rome reminds me of when you overfill a balloon.
Yeah, not only that, it was just a lot of corruption generally, which doesn't help at all.
Quinn's right, too. I mean, both of you, because, like, the expansion of a balloon eventually leads to fucking popping, but, like, even just them expanding shit, like, say they send a group to go fucking check out a country over there, but then these fuckers come back with smallpox and all kinds of disease. I mean, they're expanding, but, like, there's a cost to it, too. Second one.
Yeah. And it's also terrible because, not to mention, they also they didn't have a very, during the time it was like peak, information networks, but I mean, it was only as fast as either a horse or a person running. So, I mean, you'd conquer an area and you'd find out about it 4 or 5 months later because the message runners have to run all the way from that area to the palace and then all the way back.
Fuck.
So logistically it became a nightmare as well, which doesn't help when you're that big.
Imagine being that runner, bro.
Miserable, dude.
Say,
Miserable. Absolutely miserable.
what if you get high and you just forget what the fuck you're supposed to tell them, bro?
Dude, you would be.
Well, all this fucking way, you forget, bro. You're like, fuck, I had something to fucking tell you.
Fuck.
Get up a new name of emperor in the whole region.
Or what if the runner got caught, just a group of bandits or something just mugged his ass?
Yeah, that was also a concern. Specifically, if it's on the outer, the fringes of their empire. Because once you get closer to Italy and Rome. That's where they had a lot of the roads built. But I'm sure as they expanded further and further out, it got really hard to like make paved roads and really expand the infrastructure that far, considering it was that long ago.
Probably fuck with people too. Like, say the king sends you to another king, and he sends you with the message, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way," he says, "you gotta give me like a little piece of gold for coming too." He's like, "Oh, all right, cool, I got you."
So, like, the emperor almost had like vassals in a way with their own separate legions, right?
Well, the legion was under his command, but he had generals that ran each individual legion, as well as the council. Well, Senate, not council. But yeah, that doesn't always mean shit's good.
Yeah. Doesn't say like 4 generals are like, yo, screw this guy.
Yeah, essentially that's what would happen.
Is that what like Julius Caesar did at the time with his own legion?
I don't really remember.
I'm
What do you
pretty
mean?
sure. Like, he went and fought the Gauls, and like his legions just were badasses. And then I'm pretty sure they came back, and I forget the other dude's name. It starts with a C. He was like the emperor at the time.
Yes, he did.
Constantine.
Yeah. So he did overthrow. Yeah.
Essentially. Yep, in 60 BCE, he forged an alliance with another general, and patrician.
And didn't I think Julius even made like a treaty or something with Egypt? I can't really. Let's see. Caesar. Julius Caesar.
Praetorian? Yeah. Oh, it's a nobleman. Patrician. Yeah.
Cleopatra.
Yeah. And a general. Gotcha.
Apparently his 4th wife was Cleopatra, bruh.
Neat.
How old was she? Wasn't she like 15?
Cleopatra?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Bro, I'm pretty sure.
It was a whole different world back then, though.
She was 39 years old when she died, but still. How old was she when she rose? When she met Caesar, she was 21. Okay.
I think she died around the same time he did, right?
Bro, he was 52. She was 21.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nah.
Different time back then.
Big.
That's still that shit now, bro.
It's political.
Hey, man. He was
The
the
human
emperor of
mind.
Rome, dog. He overran, what, Pompey or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Eludes my history knowledge, which is very spotty at best.
Okay, see, I was confusing him with Ptolemy.
With who?
Because, like, he's about 12 years old. I don't know, this, Ptolemy the 14th. I don't know what he was, but it looks like he was about 12 years old when acceded to the throne. Him and his older sister Cleopatra were married. See, that's what I was thinking, confusing Julius Caesar with.
Hold up, bro. Hold up here.
Yeah, see, that's
Cleopatra was married to her younger brother, bro. While she was married to Julius Caesar.
Wait, what? Bro, okay, so then they both were married to a fucking 12-year-old. Or no, he was 12 years old. Okay, he was 12 years old and she was fucking 21 at the time.
Remember, guys, different times, different culture. Different times, different cultures. You can't look at it through the eyes of our culture.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You can bitch about it. I'm alright to bitch about it.
You can bitch about it all you want, but just remember, it doesn't mean shit the way you bitch.
Hey, bro. If you're rich and powerful, and you kept it in
You
the
could have
family,
anything
bro,
in the
no one's
world.
gonna infiltrate.
Look at Hugh Hefner.
The world is your oyster. Yeah.
Damn, it looks like she went for the son and the father. She was married to Ptolemy of the 13th and Ptolemy of the 14th.
Married to her younger brother.
Gotta keep it in the family, brother.
Keep that bloodline pure.
God damn.
That fucking Whitaker's up in here.
We talked about Rome's mistakes that led to their downfall. I think we just found Egypt's problem.
I guess we did. Stumbled upon it.
Oh, why did the fucking fires and the fucking burning of Alexandria happen? Why would they do that to the library? The burning of the library of Alexandria.
Wait, like they burned it on purpose?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, bro. That's so messed up.
Let's see.
Knowledge is a
It
curse.
was accidentally burnt by Julius Caesar. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Accidentally. I don't think accidentally now.
Okay, so despite the belief it was burned once and destroyed completely then, it gradually declined over several centuries. And it started with the purging of intellectuals from Alexandria in 145 during the reign of, I have no idea how to say this
Bro,
man's name,
You better
Other
not
than-
be reading that book or they're gonna come slay you.
other than the Pito the Seventh. We'll just say Pito the Seventh, which then other shit happened, and apparently during 48 BC, during the Civil War with Julius Caesar, was burned down. But it's unclear of how much was actually destroyed.
I'm wondering why he did that.
Whoops.
Bro, they had a fucking computer in there, bro.
What do you mean?
They
had
had
a
some
computer?
crazy stuff, man. That was like a setback for humanity.
Huh.
Definitely.
All the world's knowledge is up to that time period collected.
Okay. So it was rebuilt after Caesar burnt it down in the Civil War on accident. But apparently it dwindled after. Like over time, it slowly dwindled again due to lack of funding and support, and its members ceased around the 260s AD, and then the city rebelled between 270 and 275, And an Imperial counterattack probably is what destroyed the rest of the library, if it was still around at the time.
Jesus.
Yeah. There's a smaller library called oh my god, these words, dude. Serapeum. Is that how you say it? Serapeum?
Therapy.
It's Serapeum. It may have survived, but and then that was destroyed in 391 AD by the Pope Theoplesius of Alexandria.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, bro. They're just like, fuck it.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, it's just speculated. The only things they lost are just writings about astrology and that computer, and that's it. Have you guys seen that anti-theorem mechanism?
Hell no, I didn't even know that a computer thing in Great Alexandria.
Didn't they just recently kind of figure out what it was meant for?
Or some sort of analog computer. Maybe like a primitive clock, or maybe it's speculated a computation model reveals a display of ancient Greek cosmos. Like a replica of the universe.
And that library dates back to like 3000 BC, bro. That's a lot of stuff lost within that time.
Yeah.
Like, that's a long time, bro.
Yeah, that is. Essentially, since the beginning of recorded
Julius
recorded
Caesar
it.
did some big O's, bro.
Well, not him specifically, but is thought that I say thought. Let me see. Hold on. Where was it? Said that it didn't technically burn the entire library. It was a warehouse that was burnt, that was housing most of the scrolls because it was placed near a dock where his soldiers set fire to Egyptian ships in the port. So
So it
the
wasn't his
fire moved
intention.
and then hit the warehouse and then a part of the library.
Damn.
Is what
That's some dumbass shit.
Hey, bro, power, dog. Power over knowledge, don't you know?
And so we entered.
Brains over bronze.
Nah, bro. Bronze over brains, dude.
We went medieval age.
Goliath. Yeah, medieval. Or even Goliath slaying the giant, bro.
And then what after this whole era, then we hit the Dark Ages.
Yes, essentially.
Just progressed. Like all the shit that they lost. Like, we're thinking of it like in our times, like, oh, bro, the next new phone is like so advanced within a year, but back then, like, imagine a couple 100 years, not really much shit happened.
Yeah. Yeah, we just, our modern times is pretty crazy how fast we come up with new stuff.
Exponential.
Yeah.
It's like a year of progress is like 100 years back then.
More or less. I think.
But then that's like new ideas, new technology that helps boost it and makes it quicker. More ideas. Imagine if we went through that again and hit another dark age.
Yep.
Like
Good, very
like a nuke gets sent off, multiple nukes, bro. That's dark ages, dog. Round 2.
That'll be interesting. Cause like all the stuff we know today will be like the secret, rare knowledge.
Imagine.
If like all of these elders die, the new kids will be lost, so they need it. So they can figure out how to rebuild computers and stuff.
Cat.
You little motherfuckers at the powerhouse of a fucking salads. Yeah, back in my day, we had Katy Perry and Justin Bieber.
Well, how long has Egypt been around? Like, somewhat in the BCs, right? Like 400 BC?
Further.
Further?
Old man.
And it still
Egypt's
has the
been
Egypt
around.
name.
Egypt's been around
800
since.
BC. That's a long time, bro. That's 10,000 years Egypt's been going strong.
3,000, Dylan.
No, 10,000, right? Because 8,000 BC.
800 BC.
800 BC. I thought it was 8,000 BC.
No.
800
I mean,
BC. No, because wasn't the library older than that?
As a nation, I mean, I don't know how old, but before nations, Egypt's been settled, one of the first places in human history.
Yeah.
It's had its own little mini nations there that had their wars in history, like Uruk and stuff. Uruk wasn't in Egypt, I think, but nearby.
Yeah.
But its history's old.
10th millennium BC.
Well, around 3000 BC is when it became unified by like a ruler.
Yes.
So that's like
Yep.
5,000.
Yeah.
That's a long
Around
time.
5,000. It is a long time. Extremely long time.
Honestly, to think that majority of people only, well, back in the day, lived to like age 30 if they're lucky. Maybe 50 if you're super lucky. Well, at least like Egyptian times, they didn't live long just because of their poor health and all that.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. An average age of death of 19 years old.
For where?
People in ancient Egypt.
Woo!
Well, that's just with people who've had infections and diseases. However, those who survived childhood without any diseases survived with an expectancy of 30 years for women and 34 for men.
Yeah, early childhood's like that's you gotta you're probably kind of okay.
That's not
Well,
long, bro.
the worldwide expectancy was 66 years at the time.
Six seems pretty good for that. Seems almost up Modern Times Alley. I think today it's like 70 average and Japan's at like 80 at the highest.
How old is ancient China now? Now I'm curious.
Bro, ancient China's fucking...
Hmm.
Damn.
Well, like not China, but like the dynasties, like Tang Dynasty. and all
First
that.
dynasty.
First
That was
dynasty
like
was
600 BC.
Damn.
The the Qin rule, the Qin dynasty. I don't know. Wrong.
Isn't that the dynasty that made like the sculptures of like the troops under the ground or something, or like in the
Terracotta soldiers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Shang
Apparently.
dynasty started, but
Yeah, they're the first recorded. Like, that's the earliest documentation. But apparently there was another dynasty before them called the Xia dynasty.
yeah, the Shang did have the terracotta army.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they even do that?
There were human sacrifices buried.
Jesus.
There were soldiers, officials, slaves.
Humans like they're sacrificing.
It was to guard the mausoleum. So they put the remains inside of the terracotta statues, I believe.
So did the dynasties practice the same as Egypt?
Oh shit, yeah, bro. Oh, high ass. I didn't even snap.
Do you think they did or did? I don't know.
Similar idea.
Are they keeping it in the family, bro? Oh no, they weren't. It was a crime. So Egypt was just the ones that were big into it.
I guess. Guess they were keeping it in the family.
Protect the pharaoh bloodline.
I mean, until the more recent stuff, Habsburg stuff. But I mean, that's for another time.
Doesn't like everybody come from incest then when you really think about it?
To some level.
Alright, brothers. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I mean, there's different types of humans too. Different species.
Were you calling me a different species?
Maybe.
I don't appreciate that, bro. I'm just kidding.
You know there's those motherfuckers with the monobrow, bro. Not even that, like the facial structures are just different hominids.
I think those are Devonian mixed in with their homogeneous, while us Westerners got more Neanderthal, don't have Devonian.
And they even found another species of human too.
I'm full. Too much Chinese food.
They'll get hungry again in like an hour.
Entirely new human species, the Homo luzonensis. And that was last year on July 15th.
Where were they?
Let's see. I didn't hear about this.
Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia.
Anthropology be hard.
No. This is like the what is it? The most ancient civilization recorded back to the I don't fucking know how to say it.
Say it again. No, say it again. Quinn, just
Mesopotamia.
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 So,
Fuck you, Zay. So Mesopotamia?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
It's a
one.
man.
That's like the oldest one.
Yeah.
See,
Turkey.
there's older than that too.
that we don't even know, right?
You ever heard of Tobekli Tepe? I mean, yeah.
Just sure you're saying it right, bro?
Watch, I got this.
How do you spell that?
T-O-B
T-O-B
E-C-L-I
E-C-L-I
base.
base?
Oh shit, I spelled it way fucking wrong. Watch
Bruh.
this shit. Delete all that.
Bruh.
It's gonna be a G.
G? How do you go from a T to a G, bro? Okay, so G
O
O
B-E
B E
K-L-I
Oh, Tepia. Whatever. TP.
Tepe.
Tepi. So this is the oldest one?
The world's first temple.
Look, bro. Look, it's still in Middle Eastern part. Like Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah.
But they're saying this is kind of a bullshit site. There's like a lot of fucking speculation on this shit because it's crazy. Like there's this one and there's another one they found in Antarctica that's supposed to be allegedly older than this one.
Oh. What if the first civilization was Antarctica and then Pangea broke up?
That's what they say because like usually the reason they don't find shit in Antarctica and places like that is because like the fucking icebergs, when they move on land, it's just this big old flat thing just fucking clearing everything. But what they noticed as the fucking icebergs were thawing and everything, they could see like fucking that there was forests, giant forests fucking all through Antarctica, fucking big ass trees. But they noticed that like something came through and like bulldozed fucking everything pretty much.
Oh.
Raped it away. Like a.
Well,
Like a
and don't they have a pyramid in Antarctica too? Isn't there a pyramid?
don't know on that one.
Maybe there is pyramid. Damn.
I think there is.
Not quite. I don't know. There's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. I guess we won't know until the snow melts.
If we're around for when
What you're talking about.
Yeah. Wait, what? What's there?
Watch, I'll post the picture on the group chat. This is what allegedly looks like a pyramid in Antarctica covered in snow. It looks like the three pyramids lined up, but
Nah, bro, that's
Same time, I don't think it's
photoshopped, dude.
anything.
Don't even lie. Nah, I'm just playing. Antarctica is pretty interesting. Because, like, we don't know jack shit, because it's all snowed.
they've recently found life in the ocean. Nobody believed there'd be anything under there, but they fucking
Oh, under
I forgot what they were
Antarctica?
doing.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and they found like little signs of life. Pieces of coral, I think, type of coral. Or sponge, I think it was a sponge, I'm pretty sure.
It's good they found something down there.
There's a ring. Atlantis is under Antarctica.
Nah, bro. Mm-mm. Atlantis is bull. Sasquatch is real. Atlantis is fake. Let's just clear that up.
I'm not talking about motherfucking mermaids and shit, bro.
Nah, dude. Nah. What does a mermaid got to do with Sasquatch, bro? Nothing.
No, I'm
Sasquatch don't
talking about the
swim.
lost city.
Nah, bro. Nah, dude. Mm-mm. Atlantis is a myth, bro.
How do you know? What's your
Because
evidence on this?
Sasquatch told me, bro.
Wow, damn. That's
That's incredible.
definitive news right there.
Sasquatch has lived since 80,000 years ago, bro. He knows everything.
You know the way.
I'll show you the way.
Show you the way.
Bro, you son of a bitch. No. It's motherfucking ancient city. It was an ancient map called the fucking Pee Wee Rice map.
Nah, dude. Nah, dude. That's a
Motherfucker.
conspiracy, bro.
No, bro, no. They use
That's
motherfucking LiDAR and shit on this.
nah, bro. It's like saying the dragons are real, bro. It's fake.
Dragons are real, bro. You know what a bearded dragon is?
Area.
Bearded dragon.
I had a motherfucking dragonfish before, bro. Don't tell me that shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shake my head in disappointment.
Can't argue with facts, bro. Plato even said.
Plato?
Plato.
Plato? What is
Yeah,
that,
argue with
Atlantis?
Plato.
What is that, a person? Or are we talking about Plato? Plato.
That's a person.
Person.
I remember as a kid, bro, if you didn't have Plato, you weren't cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I said motherfuckers are eating it.
I like to lick it now and then.
That's what she said.
Give it a little taste, like this.
Whoever came up with the business plan, Plato, bro. Props to them.
I think it's this. Let me see. Nope, wrong thing.
What link is this?
Ignore that.
Okay.
It didn't load it right. Just
Nick was probably
Wait.
the kind of kid who'd make dicks out of Play-Doh.
Sure was.
That's a
it's this guy. Next to this guy in this video just added.
state Nazis
This is
claimed that Antarctica as German territory and sent an expedition there. And they have motherfucking bases there
What, the Germans?
in motherfucking Alaska, Antarctica.
Wait, are we talking about the Germans or the Nazis?
The Nazis.
The Nazis? Really?
That's the conspiracy theory.
Oh.
So that's quite hard to get supplies to.
Allegedly, a video supposedly left behind by a California TV crew has been missing since 2002 about this motherfucking. They claimed that the U.S. government is trying to block the video from being seen because it reveals there's a massive archaeological dig underway 2 miles beneath the ice. And the fucking wildest claim is that it was a secret Nazi base, that there's a fucking city in Antarctica and Hitler knew about it.
See, now that's complete bogus, but the Nazis on the moon? That's some real shit.
It was supposed to be the New Berlin or Base 22. And the
I
Illuminati,
don't know
bro.
about that one.
Bro, they discovered abandoned alien technology there, bro. That's the base of operations for the New World Order.
So are you saying the Nazis were influenced by aliens? Is that how they made the
Maybe.
rocket?
Yeah, and that fucking, what's that called? The Nazi bell?
The what?
That shit. The Nazi bell? That shit like warp time?
No, never heard of that.
You son of a bitch, bro. These are like the basics of conspiracy theories.
These are made up fiction, bro.
This is like fucking the controlling weather for weaponizing type shit, bro. These are the basics.
Oh, like
So let me tell you
HARP.
about this shit. Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's just this fucking, I guess, gravitational device that it spins so fast that it warps space. But this motherfucking thing went so fast that it literally disappeared. And there's a conspiracy that this shit popped up like years later out of nowhere. And it fucking hit the ground and they recovered it. It's like a time travel machine, pretty much. They call it the Die Glock. Not too bad.
Huh. And what it was for weather then, like hard.
Nah, it was just a fucking gravitational. It was just a really fast rotating piece. It just spun so fucking fast that it started warping space around it.
So Wolfenstein happened in some dimension.
Oh, Wolfenstein, yeah. Maybe.
Possibly. I don't know. Don't know on that one.
They sent in a SEAL Team Rick in that device. Went back in
yeah.
time.
Definitely.
Back to
So
the
we need to
Romans,
call them.
bro.
We need to call them the big guns. Send in SEAL Team Rick.
There's a bunch of weapons like that, bro. The Nazi miracle weapons.
So, saying if time travel was real, if you went back in time, would you be in like another dimension then?
No.
Well, it's not like it would affect us.
We don't know.
Okay. But like, maybe that's the Mandela effect right there. Maybe it has affected us.
Again, we don't have a
As in-
measurable way of knowing. Well,
I don't
publicly
know.
anyway. I mean, I have no idea, but publicly there's not. If it is real
Yeah.
so far.
Think about our concept of time, though. Like, say we go back in time, we literally expect everybody's motherfucking time to go back to.
But it wouldn't.
Like, everybody's single, fucking every little piece, everything go back in time, too. It's like, that's not the case. I mean, that's something to think about, but it's like really.
But it wouldn't. Yeah.
Fucking in time.
Yeah, we wouldn't all go back. That's what I'm saying. Like, would it be like another dimension or a different time lapse?
Timeline. Genius.
There's relatives to whatever planet you're on or whatever the fuck you're on, bro. Like,
Whatever frequency you're running at.
that, too.
Well, if we talk about going into another dimension back in time, why do we assume that going forward through time is one linear dimension? Or if like a dimension is not just like, can a dimension be fluid and transforming, or is it a rigid thing like a bubble with it can, you know what I mean? Like every action you take, not necessarily creating a new universe, but kind of, it's just that this one dimension is flexible and can do more than what we're used to thinking when we picture geometry.
Exactly. It's like when people say dimensions, they're thinking about like a fucking portal to another place. It's like, think about a fucking cube, like the word dimension, like literally the dimension of it, a dimension, like the fucking view of it. Like, think
Yeah.
about 1D, 2D. It's not. It's like once you get past the third dimension, everybody fucking instantly starts
I
associating.
feel like
oh,
this
that's
is
some
starting to
fucking
go down the
scientific bullshit.
DMT elves route.
DMT's further.
But say you're looking at a box, bro. Like, say if you're just looking at it from another angle, like that's the dimensions. What a dimension is, not like fucking for the imagination. It's just run wild.
I mean, one thing that trips me out with that is like art, drawing, symbols. You fool the brain right there, 2D, and it just looks, as far as the brain's concerned, it's 3 dimensions in a way. You can really convince yourself it is. And in that way, it kind of is, as far as those parts of the brain are concerned. How many other things are just tricks of the eye illusions that we don't have the capacity to see the bigger picture of?
And we can't even see the full color spectrum.
I don't like this information.
Right.
Your question about
Yeah, I know.
Going back to a dimension.
So what if it's right there in front of us, but we just can't see it because we can't see past the third dimension? Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Possibly. We don't know.
Had to bro it down.
Did even sight. Maybe that sense of feeling, like, you know, when you feel something and like somebody's behind you or shit like that.
I feel like if you just go talk to the DMT elves, bro, they'll show you the way.
Remember, you feel like the cosmic rays, like all the shit that gets emitted from the stars, and maybe you just feel that shit passing. That's why you get those goosebumps and shit.
Oh. Or like
It's not always
yeah,
ghosts, motherfucker.
Hey, bro. I didn't say it was ghost, man. I said it was Sasquatch's ghost.
Yeah, him and Harambe, bro. What if it's both? Imagine, like, that's the cause of it, like the spiritual world, like from all the shit that the stars emit.
I think that's why Alexandria was filled with astrological books. Astrology was pretty major back in our early times. Once script was used, at least it pretty much blew up.
Oh yeah, because it was the unknown.
Crazy how that just makes like science support the spiritual world even more, I guess.
I think science is born of spirituality. Timeline going something like astrology from religions becoming more meditative, and come medieval times, the alchemists were the ones merging the material, measurable, observable world with the spiritual. And then came like the Enlightenment eras of the 1600s, where we got more rigid with our thinking. We're kind of developing the scientific method, and that's when we stopped treating the spiritual as a serious matter, because we were only treating empirical stuff, observable stuff, as real. But it evolved into modern science.
Quinn out here hitting us with the fucking curveball.
The what?
With the curveball, bro. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like more spiritual? English?
What happens when you eat too much Chinese food?
Shut up. So, would you say a more of a scientific route to take or a more spiritual route to take?
Like the way we should think.
Yeah. What do you think would be the most beneficial?
I would say a merge of the two. But
Like a yin yang kind of thing? Keep it balanced?
I think the human capacity to rationalize and just trust that your own brain has the capacity to logically reason on whatever you need, so long as you put the effort. Science is like the result of that on a collective effort where humans checking each other's work. So whatever comes out in the end is really filtered, but it's always a filter of the human mental function. And you're at that level, when it's just you and your personal mind, it's more of a spiritual thing. You can't really get at it scientifically because you're dealing with fantasy and all that unmeasurable stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quinn, dude, damn.
I used to think. You heard of sea cucumbers?
Yeah.
I thought the cucumbers we got from the grocery store were those. Like 14.
Shit. Bro, you straight up, Quinn, you straight you just out, you're just on a whole nother plane, dude. You just fucking, you baffled. Like, you got us all quiet, bro.
Yeah.
Go back to those.
No, we're already going forward. No need to go back. I just don't really know where to go from that. Like,
Yeah.
What's the future gonna be?
like that's some next level shit.
Are we satisfied with our cover of the history?
I am.
Of course you are, Dill.
I don't know how to go at Quinn about that, bro. Like there's no way to like really argue it, bro. Like there's like
It's just so real.
It's
It
like-
makes you shut the fuck up.
yeah, dude. It's like when you're playing chess, bro, and homie, you think you're winning, and then homie's like, "You followed into my trap card, checkmate," and you're like, "Damn." Alright.
It could be
I don't even know how to get out from there.
what the big deal is.
I don't know. Quinn's like, "This is my basic day, bro."
I don't need that. It's just
You went over our smooth brains. Alrighty, well. Touche to you, Quinn. And now we'll be wrapping up episode
Well,
10 to 20. Oh, I was just going to say 10 to 20. But okay, that will be wrapping up. And everybody, have a good one.